Every single match, for millions of people, it all starts in the same place, dropping from a flying party bus held aloft by a giant hot air balloon. The Fortnite Battle Bus is more than just a vehicle, it's an icon, a lobby, a launch pad for legends. We take it for granted, but have you ever stopped, looked up at that big blue behemoth and seriously wondered, what would it cost to build a real one? Not a prop for a convention, but a fully functional flying bus. Today we're doing exactly that. We're diving deep into the engineering, the logistics, and the absolutely bonkers budget required to bring the Battle Bus to life. All right, first things first. We need the bus part of the Battle Bus. It's a classic American-style school bus, a Type C to be specific. Now, we don't need a brand new one, which can cost over $100,000. A decent used one from the 90s or early 2000s will do just fine. You can find these at auctions or specialized resellers. Let's budget a solid $15,000 to get a reliable, running bus with a good chassis. It's a humble start, but don't worry, the numbers are about to get a whole lot less humble. Next, the paint job. This isn't just a bus, it's the Battle Bus. It needs that signature vibrant blue. A cheap paint job won't do. We need a full, high-quality vehicle wrap to get that perfect, clean look from the game. For a vehicle this size, a professional wrap using premium vinyl is going to run about $10,000. While we're at it, we need the other iconic details. The large, non-functional speaker cones on the side, the disco ball, and the light bar on top. These are custom props, so we'll need to get them fabricated. Let's add another $5,000 for those essential party decorations. Our total is now a respectable $30,000. We've essentially built a very cool-looking parade float, but now we have to make it fly. This is where things get complicated and expensive. We need to defy gravity. The key is that enormous hot air balloon. A standard school bus weighs around 12,000 kilograms, or 26,000 pounds, and that's empty. We need a balloon with a colossal lifting capacity. A typical hot air balloon that carries 10 to 12 people has a volume of about 300,000 cubic feet. To lift a bus, we're going to need something exponentially larger. We are talking about a custom-built special shape envelope, one of the largest ever made, likely in the realm of 1.5 to 2 million cubic feet. The sheer amount of specialized ripstop nylon, the design, and the complex manufacturing process from a company like Cameron Balloons or Lindstrand Technologies would be a monumental undertaking. A large, custom-shaped commercial balloon can easily cost over $150,000. For one of this unprecedented scale, we're looking at a baseline of $400,000. That's a gut punch. Our new total is $430,000. A giant balloon is useless without fire, and not just any fire. To heat 2 million cubic feet of air to a temperature that can lift 12 tons of steel, you need an absurd amount of heat. A standard balloon burner puts out about 15 million BTUs. We'd need a custom quad burner setup, an absolute flamethrower of a system, probably outputting over 100 million BTUs. This isn't an off-the-shelf part. This is a bespoke piece of aerospace engineering. The development, testing, and construction of such a powerful and reliable burner system would be intense. Let's conservatively estimate this at $150,000. That brings our running total to $580,000. So, we have the bus, we have the balloon, we have the fire. Now for the most important and most expensive part. Making sure the fire and balloon don't rip the bus apart and send it plummeting to the ground. This is the hidden cost of engineering and fabrication. You can't just tie a balloon to the roof rack. You'd need to completely gut the bus interior, weld in a heavy-duty steel subframe that runs the entire length of the chassis, and build a massive load-bearing pylon through the center of the bus. This pylon would securely anchor the balloon's rigging and the quad burner system. This requires a team of aerospace engineers to design and model for stress and aerodynamics, which alone could cost $100,000. Then, the actual fabrication, cutting, welding, and installing tons of reinforced steel by specialist fabricators is a massive job. At a rate of about $150 per hour for specialized labor and materials, we're easily looking at $250,000 for the structural reinforcement. So the safety engineering just added $350,000 to our bill, bringing us to a breathtaking $930,000. We're knocking on the door of $1 million. But we're not done. You can't fly this thing without a pilot. And you can't just be any pilot. You'd need a commercial hot air balloon pilot's license with a special experimental type rating. The training, flight hours, and certification for such a unique and dangerous vehicle would be extensive and costly. Let's budget $20,000 for getting our bus driver fully licensed. And you can't fly it alone. You need a dedicated ground crew of at least 4 to 5 people and chase vehicles to, well, chase the bus, since you can't really steer it. Let's add an annual salary and vehicle budget for them of $200,000. Now we're at $1,150,000. Now for the operational costs. Fuel. That 100 million BTU burner is thirsty. A standard balloon flight uses about 30 gallons of propane. Our bus would likely consume over 200 gallons per hour. At current propane prices, that's over $600 per flight just for the fuel. Let's say we want to fly it 100 times a year for promotional events. That's $60,000 annually in just propane. Finally, the most terrifying line item: insurance. Insuring a one-of-a-kind experimental aircraft shaped like a bus is a nightmare scenario for an underwriter. The liability is astronomical. A standard aviation policy would be laughed out of the room. We would need a highly specialized policy, likely costing upwards of $100,000 per year. So let's add the first year of fuel and insurance to our total. That's another $160,000, which pushes our final, mind-blowing total to build and operate the Fortnite Battle Bus for 1 year to $1.3 million. For that price, you could buy a fleet of 7 brand new Tesla Model S Plaids or a very, very nice house in most cities. So, the next time you thank the bus driver and take the leap, remember the incredible amount of engineering, money, and sheer audacity it would take to make it a reality. It really is the stuff of legends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, and let me know in the comments what gaming icon we should price out next.